My sister's leukemia has relapsed again. I begged my fiancé Nathan to take money from our joint account to help her. He married his first love, Emily. Right after he got the money, I really feel desperate. Fortunately, Ollie the bamboo horse stepped up to help with the expenses. However, the younger sister still left. After the younger sister passed away, I married Oliver. 5 years have passed in the blink of an eye. I thought I had found true love. On our 5th anniversary, I accidentally saw the chat records between Oliver and a friend. Oliver is really sentimental. For Emily, surprisingly chose to marry someone disliked. If Sophia knew that you gave her sister's cornea to Emily's brother, definitely very angry. As long as Emily is happy, I am willing to spend my life with Sophia. The sound of a door opening suddenly came from behind. I instinctively put down my phone and turned around. Just happened to meet Oliver's anxious gaze. Forget the phone. I shook my phone, placed in his hand. Oliver seemed much more relaxed after taking the phone, gave my cheek a kiss. Dear, I am a bit busy today, but don't worry. The gift will definitely be delivered. Work is really a top priority. The anger inside me was about to burst out, but I need to first understand about the cornea. At this moment, one cannot fall out with the other party. Oliver grabbed his phone and hurried away. I watched his car drive away, tightly gripped in the heart, thinking about things from 5 years ago. The relapse of the sister's leukemia. My fiancé Nathan did mention something about the cornea to me. He advised me at that time. Sophia, if Lily really can't get through it, how about considering donating corneas? This can still help others. It's also a way to do good deeds. Emily's brother is only 10 years old. Learn to take good care of yourself. I was really angry at the time, of course. It wasn't agreed to. Nathan is very angry. Completely ignored my request. Left with all the money in our joint account. On the day of their wedding, my sister has passed away. Oliver has been beside me. Help me manage everything. Thinking of this, I walked into the study. This area is a restricted zone established by Oliver. He told me the study is where he works. Do not want to be disturbed, so they won't let me in. The study is simply arranged. The computer is on. Emily's photo appeared on the screen. A sudden tightness in the chest. No time to observe closely. Directly opened and entered the password. Oliver is really careless. All the passwords were set to the same one. It's actually the same as my wedding anniversary. Did not expect. Can actually be used on this computer. My hands are trembling. Finally opened the folder with Emily in it. It contains her photo. There are more than 3,000. From student days to the auction a couple of days ago, every photo clearly captures her face. The person next to them appeared blurry. Remember our 5 years of marriage. I want to take pictures and post them on social media every time. Oliver always says no. Sophia, don't let others envy our relationship too much. This may cause some problems. Either my wife is quite good-looking, but I'm not very fond of being on camera, even when taking wedding photos. His expression looked particularly serious. He said he was nervous, feeling overjoyed. Over 3,000 photos, showed my truest self. I couldn't help but smile wryly. The gaze swept toward the drawer of the desk. As soon as it opens, a transparent folder appeared at the bottom. Cornea donation consent form on the document. Clearly written is the name Oliver. I suddenly felt a bit dizzy. I trembled. The mind went blank. Oliver is truly unbelievable. How could he do this? No wonder Oliver proposed to me back then. Said they would help me through the tough times. In fact, he wanted to use me by taking advantage of his relationship as a family member. What a pity. I thought Oliver was very sincere with me. Emily and Oliver, how could you do this? I wiped my face with my hand. Noticed that the hands are a bit wet. Take out the document when leaving the study. Oliver's call came in right on time. Sophia, I'm waiting for you downstairs. I reserved a seat at Golden River. This restaurant is owned by Emily. A membership reservation system is in place. These years, Oliver reserves a spot there every wedding anniversary. I feel very upset. Don't worry, I'm full over there tonight. Listen to what I say. Oliver was a bit surprised. I smile, continue down with the bag. Come with me today. I'll take care of the rest. In that instant, he was shocked, but soon came to his senses. Okay, I will follow your instructions. The car stopped at the cemetery. Oliver felt confused. Sophia, today is my sister's memorial day. Let's go see her first. You aren't afraid, are you? What's going on here? Oliver smiled. Put your arm around my shoulders, spoke firmly. Sophia's sister is my sister. I will always be with you. I nodded slightly. After getting off the car, walked straight to the cemetery. Did not bring flowers. Just brought a bottle of wine. Dotted streetlights in the dark cemetery. It feels quite strange. Whenever I think of what happened 5 years ago, can't help but feel heartache. At that time, I was too sad. The spirit is somewhat collapse. Oliver helped me sign. Took away the sister's cornea. Oliver. Look, Lily is still as young as before. She stayed down there alone. Will there be feelings of loneliness? It was very dark there. Can she see the road of reincarnation? I poured liquor at the tomb, said softly. Lily, don't blame me. Oliver comforted me. She won't blame you, Sophia. Let's go. It's getting late. I placed the bottle in front of the tombstone, turned to Oliver and said, Dear, why don't you say a few words to Lily? Oliver looked at the smile on my face, silently pondered for a few seconds, then spoke. Lily, don't worry. I will take good care of your sister. That's right. Lily, we made a vow when we got married. If the vow is betrayed, there will definitely be consequences. I turned my head to look at Oliver. Couldn't help asking, Husband, is there a secret being kept from me? Oliver showed a slightly unnatural expression on his face. Of course not. I smiled. She pulled his hand and left the cemetery. Next, let's go eat hot pot. After marriage, I've been living according to Oliver's arrangements. He wants me to be a stay-at-home wife. So I did as he said. He asked me to go to Golden River for dinner. I went. But I actually prefer hot pot. Love spicy food more. I really like spicy food. I'll take charge this time. Oliver had a meal, sweating all over. He frowned slightly. It seems there's something to say, but didn't speak, seeing me so happy. He ultimately couldn't bear to interrupt me. After returning home, Oliver rushed into the bathroom, wash off the hot pot smell. I seized the opportunity to take a glance at his phone. Oliver remained vigilant, although there is no evidence at hand. However, everything leaves a mark. I opened his brother group, find a phone number. Then he added him on Snapchat. He has been following Emily. It's been so long. I can hardly believe he doesn't know it all. Soon after, he passed easily. Who are you really? I know the secret from 5 years ago. How about we meet and chat? The other party panicked immediately. The screen displays input. But after waiting a long time, it was canceled. When I send it again, a red exclamation mark has appeared. Is he too anxious at this time? Oliver stepped out. The bathroom was filled with thick steam. Oliver just finished washing his hair. The hair is still damp, intended to speak. As a result, the phone lit up at a glance. He glanced at the screen. The brows immediately furrowed. Sophia, I have an urgent matter. You go ahead. As soon as he finished speaking, hastily put on clothes and left. I couldn't help but laugh. Oliver, feeling a bit uneasy inside. Do you really think using my sister's corneas will make you feel better? I'm soaking in the bathtub. In contact with the lawyer. Prepare the divorce agreement. 5th anniversary. Oliver, just live your own life. Oliver didn't get home until midnight. I feel the pressure coming from behind. The body curled up unconsciously. Oliver let out a soft sigh. An arm gently wrapped around my waist. If I didn't know where he was going tonight, I would be deeply touched by him. I gently turned over, avoided his hand. Oliver didn't insist. The next morning, he got up to prepare breakfast. I saw him making breakfast for me every day for the past 5 years. There is great admiration for him. Suddenly, the WeChat notification sound came from the phone. Sophia, take good care of your partner. I watched Oliver. He holds a cup of soy milk, gently asked me, what's wrong? Oliver, the urgent matter from last night. Did you go see Emily? Oliver's face suddenly turned pale, then furious. You don't even trust me. They also sent someone to monitor me. I shook my phone. It turned out to be a message from her husband. Oliver witnessed this scene. The expression was a bit gloomy, hastily explained. Don't misunderstand. I'm just here for business. There are some issues with the operation of Golden River. Emily asked me. I just gave some casual advice. Dear, if you don't like it, I won't go. Sure, I nodded obediently, then sent a message to that person in front of him. Please take care of your wife. Don't bother my husband. So he was blocked immediately. Oliver was finally satisfied. I smiled as I accompanied him to the door. Then I immediately took the materials from the study, straight to the law firm. What the lawyer said really upset me. He does have a tough problem, but the surveillance footage may have already been deleted by then. If it can be found, reporting to the police is definitely the best approach, but can only seek compensation. After all, the cornea has been donated to someone else. About divorce, you said he is pretty good to you. If truly determined to divorce, it takes some effort. I understand this isn't easy, but the current reality made me choose divorce. I hold the agreement. then went to Oliver's company. The secretary saw that I was about to greet her. I immediately held a finger to my lips to signal for silence. She pointed to the office. Oliver is always in a meeting. There is a guest inside. It's MTK's Emily. Is Emily here too? I'm a bit surprised. Didn't expect last night's incident made them so anxious. Emily is eager to come here. I waved to the secretary to go out first, then turned and walked inside. Emily saw me, stunned for a moment, then a mocking expression appeared. Sophia, Oliver is temporarily unavailable. Please wait. It seems like this. She seems to be in control of everything. I walked over to the sofa, sat down. Emily is sitting across from me. She pressed the intercom. Have someone bring us a cup of coffee. After a while, the secretary walked in. After seeing us, the expression looked a bit awkward. Oliver's secretary began to act according to the competitor's instructions. Emily, you are amazing. The secretary suddenly became tense. Madam, I'm sorry, Oliver has spoken up. She is an important guest. We have to obey. Emily smiled happily. Sophia, what are you quarreling with the laborers about? Please step aside for a moment. The secretary walked out briskly. Emily handed me the coffee. No progress after all these years. Still want to compete with me? What right do you have, Emily? You are now a married person. Nathan knows you have been looking for Oliver. She is not in a hurry at all. He has confidence in me. Oliver is the same. How are you? Will Oliver trust you, Sophia? You can't beat me at all. Not to mention arguing over that man. Today I will show you what is true attention. While saying this, she picked up the coffee, suddenly spilled coffee on oneself. Then the cup was smashed. Sat down on the ground. Sophia, I've already said so before. There is nothing else between Oliver and me. I'm here to discuss work. Why don't you believe it? I really didn't expect that. Her performance was so unexpected. In a little while, Oliver walked in. He looked at me with full vigilance. He immediately hugged Emily. The gaze softened immediately. Then, he stared at me coldly, said in a stiff tone, please apologize. Sophia, it's precisely because I spoil you too much. You've become so outrageous. A sudden pain in the heart. It clearly wasn't me. Why should I apologize? Forget it. Oliver, I understand there has always been a knot in her heart. Always brings up my marriage with Nathan. This isn't your business. Oliver interrupted her. Hold my wrist, Sophia. I told you before. Apologize. I've said it already. This isn't me. I won't say sorry. Look at each other. The disdain in those eyes filled me with endless sadness. I haven't had the chance to express my feelings yet. Oliver grabbed my wrist, pushed me into the office cubicle. Think it over inside. When will one realize their mistakes? When will you come out again? In that moment, it suddenly went pitch black. I'm a bit afraid of small spaces. Oliver is well aware of this. I felt a surge of panic, turned around and knocked on the door, shouting at the top of one's lungs. Oliver, let me out quickly. I understand I made a mistake. Let me out. Only Emily's voice echoed in my ears. She whispered, Oliver, my hand hurts badly. I'll take you to the hospital. Scars are not a good thing. The office is quiet. No one pays attention to me. I leaned against the door. Darkness slowly approaches, filled with fear. The heart feels suppressed. The sweat on the back was completely soaked. Not sure when it started. My vision started to blur. Oliver, I really don't need you this time. When I opened my eyes again, found oneself in the hospital. Oliver turned away from me. He is on the phone. Don't worry. Sure, no problem. This time I'll teach her a lesson. I will handle this well. After a while, I just came to my senses, gaze fixed on the ceiling. Oliver just hung up the phone, turned around and saw me awake. Startled. Are you awake? Just apologize. Actually fainted and still made me worry. Sorry. Oliver was stunned. I didn't expect to be so calm. He looks a bit dazed, then coughed softly. There's nothing special between Emily and me. It's all work-related. I understand. Please leave. The company is truly important. I pushed him out. Oliver didn't refuse. He was eager to see Emily. So he doesn't care about me at all. He left. I immediately found a lawyer. A doctor was also invited for an assessment. Hurry and call the police. This time I won't let it go easily. After completing these tasks, I sent the friend request again. My name is Sophia. If you dare to leak the news, I might report you. You'd better think it through. Some things, if I don't take the initiative to do it myself, definitely not solvable. The other person looked extremely anxious. It will be approved soon. I'm not the person involved, just someone who understands the situation. Said this when we met. It depends on you, as long as you are willing to cooperate. Everyone can live in harmony. If not cooperating, Your career prospects may be significantly affected. Lucas had no choice, can only meet once, although there's not much evidence in my hands. Choosing him as the breakthrough point is simply perfect. He really didn't expect that. I actually found him today. When Lucas saw me, looks a bit tired. I anticipated it long ago. This matter will eventually come to light. Leave the surveillance to me. You help them with this. Did you gain any benefits? That 400,000. How was it used? I have seen the transfer message. I asked back then. Why transfer 400,000 to Lucas? Oliver told me. Lucas is getting married. He needs to buy a house. At that time, Lucas often visits Lily, buy her flowers, cheer for her. I really didn't expect that. The last person to appear in front of Lily was actually him. At this moment, Lucas heard what I said. The face instantly turned pale. He might have forgotten about it. Even if I bring this case up again today, it won't help. But if it meant betting his entire career on it, that was a really bad deal. I gently tapped the table. I have all the necessary evidence ready. I showed everyone the information on my phone. He really proposed to me at that time. Unfortunately, it wasn't registered. Think about it. If this thing gets exposed, you and him, whose influence is greater, Lucas became anxious immediately, shouted aloud. No, it took a lot of effort to finally stand here. No problem. Just help me. I will impose a lighter penalty. Isn't it just a matter of moving to a different place to continue being a doctor? But if you don't come to help, I won't hold back. Let you bear the consequences. Lucas's fist was clenched tightly. An hour later, I finally got what I wanted. Oliver called me before leaving. He asked me, since it's not in the hospital, so where did I go? It's really boring. I have nothing to do. Was discharged early, decided to go home and rest well. I hung up the phone, turned and walked toward the hotel. Recently, I really don't want to see him again. However, there are some people I really want to meet. Met Ethan at Stanford University. He just hit the ball on me. I'm feeling a bit dazed, watching him run towards me against the wind, eyes sparkling. My heart began to race. Sister, how have you been lately? I'm sorry, I feel a bit dazed, but I hit your arm, you make me uneasy. Can you accompany me to the hospital? Ethan scratched his head, finally took me to the hospital. Inspection completed. No big deal, just a bit red and swollen. I gazed into his eyes. A wave of sadness. His expression revealed fear. Sister, what's bothering you? I was about to speak. An urgent female voice suddenly came from beside. Ethan. Emily arrived, hastily pushed me away. I nearly lost my balance, immediately met her alert gaze. Sophia, what do you really want? You should ask your brother about this. He hurt me. You are the Emily family. I'm so disappointed. Someone stole my sister's cornea, dare to ask me. He actually hit me with the ball. Emily looked very pale. Ethan beside was astonished. He couldn't help but ask curiously, what is the cornea? You might as well ask your sister. Please be quiet. Emily's eyes are red. Oliver followed closely behind. As soon as they saw me, directly grasped my wrist. Sophia, are you feeling better now? If your anger has subsided, then let's go back together. Are you going home? Are you still going to hurt me in the name of love? I stared at him intently. Last time, he signed on behalf of the family. You actually gave my sister's cornea to your partner's brother. For Emily, I am locked in a small dark room. Almost fell ill. This time, is this meant to silence me? What I said stunned Oliver. He quickly stepped back, unable to say anything. Ethan suddenly understood something, then asked Emily, Sister, in fact, there aren't many donors. That's right. Emily couldn't say a word, just stared at me angrily. Sophia, you have evidence, don't talk nonsense. Oliver, your wife seems a bit off. Are you going to take care of it? Oliver finally reacted, dragged me away. I struggled hard. Oliver, I will never forgive you. You will eventually pay the price. A hint of sadness appeared on Oliver's face. He immediately made up his mind, put me in the car. Suddenly, everything spun around. I completely lost consciousness. I wake up again, found lying in a familiar room, just no phone nearby. The door is closed after trying a few times. I just understood. Oliver immobilized me after discovering the truth. I didn't break down, now restricted by Oliver. I felt a surge of anger. Do these people really think they can stop everything by trapping me? I didn't cry. No big fuss, just sit there quietly in the evening. Oliver is here. It's obvious. He is a bit tired when the food was brought in. I wasn't reserved either, just eat them all. Oliver sighed softly. Say, Sophia, I let you down. I am willing to use my whole life to make it up to you. We have been together our whole lives. Is it good? I stared at him. grabbed the cup and splashed it over. Would Emily be willing? You didn't hear what she said. Must give me a child. Someone who can't even manage their own marriage. What right do you have to talk to me about compensation? My sarcasm left Oliver completely speechless. Oliver, I will never forgive you with your lover. Punishment is coming. No, the sharp sound of a siren interrupted his thoughts. He suddenly frowned. Don't waste any more time. Yeah, how could I possibly spend the rest of my life with someone like you? Oliver, you really disappoint me. You think putting the shackles of marriage on me to make up for the mistakes made? Will it make me feel better? Are you kidding? I didn't say a word. His face began to turn pale. Oliver saw the disgust in my eyes. Only now realize we are destined to be apart. When the police burst in, I took the divorce agreement that had been prepared from the bedside table. Oliver, I think we should break up. The police saved me while arresting someone, also took Oliver away. This matter spread quickly in the hospital during the day. Ethan is a clever person. He will definitely go find Lucas. That night, all hidden truths have been revealed. This issue is hotly debated online. Let everyone start chatting. The central character of this scene is Ethan, standing in front of the large screen. He looks very tired during the interview, apologizing to me in front of the camera. To be honest, I was really mad at him. If it weren't for him, Lily wouldn't leave this world so soon in the case of leukemia relapse. As long as the economic conditions allow, still can delay the disease. Even if it's only a month, I can say goodbye to her properly. If it weren't for him, I can't turn around that quickly either. He is in front of the reporters, revealed all the truths. Emily was furious, but there was nothing that could be done about Ethan. Lucas was taken in for questioning. Then he provided crucial intelligence. That day, Lily's condition became critical suddenly. A volunteer preparing to donate bone marrow was involved in a car accident on the way. This is all Nathan's doing. I already knew the truth. However, more and more details are coming to light. It makes me feel really angry. I really didn't expect that. They are really bad under police questioning. Emily insisted that she had nothing to do with it, express ignorance about it. The videos I provided. It has shown that they are actually all the same kind of people, not just Emily. Even Nathan understands this. I filed a lawsuit with the court. I hope he can return the money from our joint account, although not too many, but it still needs to be known. His actions are disappointing about Oliver. I went to see him with the lawyer, urge him to sign as soon as possible. Otherwise, I won't let it go. Sophia, no matter how you think, I truly love you. I always thought this secret would stay in my heart in the end. You figured it out. Regarding all of this, I have no regrets at all. He looked at me with deep affection. It's hard to tell whether the emotions in those eyes are genuine or feigned. Oliver said hurriedly, I understand that you are very angry. There is also resentment towards me, but I really want to correct the mistake. Sophia, can you forgive me? We came here again. His impatience is very obvious. I couldn't help but laugh. Stop deluding yourself here. Over 3,000 photos can already illustrate the inner turmoil. Do you really think I would be fooled by your so-called true love? Wake up quickly. I don't want to have anything to do with you anymore. Listen to what I said. He stared at me in astonishment. The face was filled with disbelief. Sophia, in the past 5 years, I really don't believe there's no fluctuation in your heart. I didn't say anything, just signed. Gave him the divorce agreement, if not divorced at this moment. His life has been quite difficult. The influence of public opinion isn't limited to them. Lucas was also dismissed from the hospital. Additionally, some kind-hearted people exposed the videos from that year. Oliver took advantage of my heartbreak to faint. Signed as a family member, Nathan and Lucas established a good relationship with the hospital. The surgery went smoothly. In the past 5 years, these people naturally benefit from Lily's contributions. No remorse has been shown until now. After exposure, Oliver was sentenced to just 1 year, 2 years probation. Others were just fined a little. Wasn't punished at all. This is just the beginning. As soon as stepping outside, Emily said through gritted teeth, Sophia, just wait, I'll make you suffer. I couldn't help but sneer. Emily, let's give it a try. You can't expect 2 men to fight for you all the time. People will always go through changes. I turned around and left. Emily was furious, but Oliver doesn't seem to want to part ways with me. I packed my bags and moved out. I didn't expect he actually rented the house across from me. So enthusiastic to me every day. He seems completely unconcerned about the hatred between us. How could I possibly forgive him easily? Oliver was holding flowers again, standing outside the rental. I gently shook my head, invite him in to chat. He immediately smiled. Sophia, I understand completely. I waved my hand. You want me to forgive you. Let me see your sincerity first. The past 5 years. I have to go to Golden River every anniversary. I'm tired of this. Even feel a bit uncomfortable. Let's start with this restaurant. Oliver hesitated there. I stared at him. A faint smile curled at the corners of the mouth. He seems a bit reluctant. Are you just talking? It's hard to let go. No, since you're not like that, then I want to see how sincere you really are. As long as you haven't clearly told her it's over. I absolutely don't believe you. Listen to me. He took a deep breath. Answer. Good, you believe me. Wait for it. I will definitely make you feel my sincerity. If Oliver really did it, then I would definitely care more about him, even if they didn't face any real punishment this time. Netizens will still remember this. Oliver's company faced a setback. On the contrary, he decided to take an extreme approach to get revenge on Emily. Soon after, Golden River was exposed for using expired ingredients. Many netizens were infuriated upon hearing the news. This thing is sold at such a high price. Used expired materials. This ant is really too greedy. No wonder he can control everything. The money earned came from unknown sources. Must be punished well. I usually host clients at Golden River. Would she feel a bit uneasy? Suddenly, Emily felt very nervous. Several announcements were issued. This is a complete misunderstanding. Additionally, someone reported that they are using spoiled meat. Even the head chef and the purchasing manager stepped up to confirm. Not long after, Emily's reputation was severely damaged. Saw that pile of comments online. I couldn't help but chuckle coldly. This is retribution, though late, but the punishment came. She will realize it soon. No one can have good luck for a lifetime. Emily, do you understand the taste of pain now? A week has passed. Emily is here to see me. When I saw her, not surprised at all, her eyes were slightly red. Look haggard, the glamorous person from before. It's gone, Sophia. Is this really enough? Nathan wants to divorce me. Oliver also began to take action against me. I spread my hand. Do you think Lily's eyes are still useful? You have been borrowing things from my family over the years to help your brother weather the storm. Haven't you considered that there will be consequences? These are all that you deserve. Don't lose your temper here again. This place is not suitable for you. I nodded at her. Let her go. But she stubbornly refused to open the door. At that moment, the door across opened. Oliver walked out, quickly pushed her to the side. Emily asked in disbelief. Oliver, are you really going to treat me this way? Emily, I'm really sorry. I still hope to make up with her. What did you just say? I did all of this myself. Sophia did not participate. Emily's face went pale immediately. What happened? She actually did it for this woman, completely disregarding our years of friendship. I closed the door. Let them argue outside. Not at all. The day Golden River closed its doors, Emily was chased to her doorstep by creditors. Nathan also immediately filed for divorce. Emily couldn't hold on any longer, had a fight with Nathan. I should have thought of it earlier. He's that kind of person, faced a big problem. Everyone is escaping for their lives. Where is true love? It's just a momentary impulse. I also handed the divorce petition to Oliver. He finally understood. Sophia, don't you really want to make up with me? Just thinking about the things between you and her. I felt uneasy, Oliver. I can't possibly trust you anymore. He looks very haggard. Slightly nodded. Don't worry. I will handle this matter fairly for you. He walked unsteadily. I feel a bit uneasy, but still said nothing. At that moment, I actually received a call from the police in the evening. It says Oliver actually hurt Ethan. As a result, he was seriously injured. When I arrived at the hospital, Emily was in tears. She saw me coming up, immediately lunged at me. I pushed her away. She was momentarily stunned, shouted, "Is this the result you want? Are you satisfied? What is borrowed must be returned." After all, it wasn't his. Emily cried like a weeping willow, begged, "If you want revenge, come at me. Why hurt him? He is just in his early 20s. How is Lily doing now? She left this world at just 16. What right do you have to take away her hope for survival?" What I said made her face flush red. Speechless, I stared at her. You need to be clear. This is all the result of your own doing. Ethan's injuries are also your responsibility. Emily cried uncontrollably. At that moment, the doctor wheeled Ethan out. His eyes are seriously injured, may never be seen again. Emily fell to the ground. I don't feel even a bit of happiness inside. Oliver was arrested by the police. Emily accused me of being the mastermind. However, Oliver stated, This has nothing to do with Sophia. He only did this because he felt guilty inside. Emily asked angrily, Oliver, what exactly are you? You were always there for me, caring for me, promised to give everything for me, even to make up for the situation with Sophia. The choice was made to marry her. How could it be possible to fall in love with her? This makes me very uncomfortable, she shouted tearfully in frustration. In the end, was taken away by the police. The day before the verdict, I received the divorce agreement. Oliver finally agreed to divorce me. He also left all his assets to me. When witnessing this scene, I have mixed feelings. Nathan refunded the money from our joint account to me. When the money was received, I have mixed feelings. For such a trivial amount of money, I even knelt down to beg him, but he still betrayed me. The scene from 5 years ago is still vividly remembered. I saw his wedding photos with Emily on Moments. I questioned him breathlessly. What he received in return was a cold glance. Ask me about that money. Sophia, you and your sister are always inseparable. There is a seriously ill person. Caused me a lot of stress. You still have the nerve to talk about money. Emily and I are a couple. Today is my happiest day. Please, don't disturb me. He had someone drag me out, throw it directly onto the road. Now there is this sum of money at hand. Seeing Nathan's smug smile, I won't let him get away. Post it online soon. Mention Emily right away. Make her realize that the people around her have started to distance themselves. The things that have always been on her mind faced many twists and turns. In the end, it returned to me. Nathan paid off the debt, ended the marriage, planned to start over. In recent years, he has been following a path of pampering his wife, received Oliver's support, doing pretty well, exposed by netizens as a deceitful man. He actually thought about running away. Soon after, Emily found him. Another piece of news broke that day. Emily was attacked at the airport, died on the spot from severe injuries. Emily was taken away by the police. Her next fate is to face the law's punishment. Oliver seriously injured Ethan, received a life sentence. Lucas violated the rules. Dismissed from the hospital. I reported him to the relevant authorities again. As a result, his medical license was revoked. Lucas came over to ask me, but I have already checked out and left. I left him a message. You are not innocent. Each of them received the ending they deserved. I couldn't help but cry. Burned all their judgment papers and death certificates in front of Lily's grave. Lily, those who have hurt you will eventually face retribution. Remember, in heaven, choosing a good rebirth is important. In the next life, I still wish to be your sister. In a daze, I seem to see Lily's sweet smile. A gentle breeze blows past, as if she has arrived. The sun has risen. The gloom in my heart must fade away. The future is a brand new starting point, but I have no support behind me. There are no relatives accompanying me. I gently touched the bright smile in the photo on Lily's tombstone. Lily, sister will accompany you to explore those beautiful mountains and rivers. From the sister's eyes, you can appreciate the beauty of this world. In the following years, I focused all my expectations and energy on travel. Every time arriving at a new place, I will bring Lily's photo to take a group picture. Unknowingly became a travel blogger. I have encountered danger on the road, but fortunately, met a kind person. I enjoy living in the moment, treasure every encounter and warm moment. We traveled together through mountains and rivers, traveled to every corner of the world. 3 years later, I'm finally back. Oliver also received his first sentence reduction. He asked someone to tell me he wants to see me. I went to talk to him. The moment he saw me, Oliver's eyes were red. Looks a lot thinner, Sophia. I finally understand what it feels like to love someone. Every day, I'm always thinking of you anytime, anywhere. Looking back on these past few years, what have I done? I let you go. Now I realize I've made a big mistake. I don't expect you to forgive me. I just hope to be with you in the next life. I will reflect on myself, strive for improvement. I smiled slightly, gave him the postcard on the road. Look, Lily and I traveled through the beautiful mountains and rivers of our homeland. Didn't you say you would stay with me back then? But you didn't do it. You never intended to be sincere with me from the start. So everything you said today is your own doing. No more thoughts in the next life. I don't want to see you again. What I say is like a sharp knife, pierced his heart. He looked at me in surprise. Tears finally overflowed. He covered his head, crying uncontrollably. I stood up, decide to leave. No more seen in the days to come. About Ethan. He wants to see me, but I didn't go to see him. He handed me an apology letter. He actually doesn't know how the cornea comes about. I just burned this letter. Whether one knows or not doesn't really matter. The harm has already occurred. He is not entirely innocent either. In the past 5 years, he has many opportunities to seek the truth. He felt very at ease, enjoying these 2 corneas proudly. I originally planned to let it go. I didn't expect Ethan to be irresponsible as well. Before I act, I have also done some investigation on him. If only he were a good kid like Lily, I might consider forgiving him. In these 5 years, he relies on his family's conditions and his own appearance, hurt the feelings of many girls. From that moment on, he has already been sentenced to death in my heart, so he is definitely not innocent. I won't give him any hope either about his blindness once again. It really surprised me. I really didn't expect Oliver to make such a choice. However, this is actually the result of his own actions. Emily's family found him useless. He was sent to a nursing home so that he receives proper care. About Emily, she made a mistake. This life seems to have come to an end. I set out again with Lily's photo. This time, I plan to try a new lifestyle, reignite hope for life. I will have a new family. Hope Lily can return to this world, find a genuine guy who truly loves her, spend the rest of life together. 3 years later, I have finally welcomed my little treasure. My partner walked joyfully to my bedside, holding our daughter. Baby, take a look. The little guy's eyes are so big. There is a small mole at the corner of the eye, exactly the same as you, seeing her big, watery eyes. And that little mole. Tears streamed down my face. Lily held me tightly before she passed away. Tell me, sister, see you in the next life. You will surely recognize me. I will leave a mark at the corner of my eye. Lily, is it you? The baby in the cradle gently grasps my finger, then lifted their eyes to look at me. I know. My good friend Lily is back.